In this psychic WikiLeaks video, I'm going to talk about psychics and WikiLeaks. If you are a psychic, they might call you a bipolar, and that means by a pole. When Yahweh first made me a psychic, I was really upset all the time. When I was in jail, I noticed that all the bipolar girls in jail were psychic viewing me and talking about my business out loud. And this was years ago. And they had all the psychic women in a separate ward. And they'd bring in normal inmates and stick them with the psychics. And then the guards would start harassing all the psychics. And all the psychics would start talking. And I'd be thinking about something, a fantasy, like something strange. When I was in jail in the psychic ward. They actually have a psychic ward. I'd be thinking about something like priests, and one of the other psychic women there would start talking about priests. So if you are psychic and they don't like your family, my ex-husband, for instance, is a convicted convict. They will try to ruin your reputation as a psychic every chance they can. I personally know that people have really bad situations in life. So I'm actually a saint. I've never done anything wrong before. So if you are psychic and somebody in your family is a convicted convict, they will try to ruin your reputation all the time. They don't want you hanging out with those people. I already told the Church of Scientology about this, about how they stick all the psychics in a special ward. And half the psychics in there call themselves bipolar because they think it's funny. And they all sit around and talk about everybody's business. They psychic view each other. They were talking about my business. There was one girl in there that was constantly talking about every little thing that I was thinking. I kept telling her to be quiet. And then they'd bring in other inmates that were normal. And then they'd start harassing, the guards would start harassing all the psychics until they started talking about the new person's personal business. If you are psychic, you might think everybody else is psychic. So I always tell my daughter exactly what she's thinking when I'm around her, so she knows. Lots of times the police force has certain women they like in jail all the time to talk about everybody's business. Certain psychic women, so they'll hunt them down and throw them in jail for no reason. So they got the psychics in jail, and then they drag in all these new people, and then they start harassing the psychics, and then the psychics start talking about everybody's business in there. And this is famous enough. This is famous enough that if you go to the ghetto or anything like that and say that you're a bipolar or anything like that, that they will try to kill you because they learned in jail that those are the psychics. Because they prove it. My uncle David has a famous psychic friend, and she calls herself a schizophrenic. So people might wonder about psychics. Yahweh picks them out, and they always come from poverty-stricken families with a outstanding moral character. And they're called the mystics of the church. So psychics always do come from poverty-stricken families. It's a special blessing. So when I was in jail, I noticed the psychic was talking about everything I was thinking, and there was a few of them in there that were doing it, but this one was really good. And what she was doing was a psychic scanner. And what she was doing was just talking about everything that she was picking up. And she'd start talking about what I was thinking, and then she'd start talking about something else, and then she'd start talking about what I was thinking again. And if you weren't paying attention to her, or you see her on a video, you might have thought that she was talking nonsense, when in reality she was doing a psychic scanner. So people people might wonder about people who commit crimes. People that have money and good jobs don't have to commit crimes. Men on the other hand have a penis and they chase after women. So men do weird things to scare off other men. I worry about my cousin all the time because she's little and attractive, and I feel as though men purposely try to break up her relationships. So lots of women like me quit dating and become transgenders because we get sick of men's nonsense. People have a mating ritual and they mate for life like eagles. And your first mate is the one you're supposed to stay with. And if other men come in and terrorize your mate to make them break up with you, then it's just a never ending story and they never learn their lesson. So I'm in my 30s. I've only had two lovers, and after my divorce, I decided to be a transgender, and then I married Heaven, and now I only have my angelic husbands because then men never learn their lesson, and that's that humans mate for life. They get one mate, and that's it. You can't terrorize other men. You can't purposely break up relationships. You can't belittle them and that kind of stuff and make their lives hard.